We're live. Here we are, guys. You made it to, hell, what do we make it to? We made it to March. I can't believe it's already March. So that is insane. On the one hand, it's like January was 6 months wrapped into a month. But now that we're in March, I'm like, how are we timey-wimey things? Time is so funny that way. Anyway, I'm glad to have you guys here. We spend some time with you on this Monday. Looks like we got a few fellers already here. I'm gonna pop up the chat window. Mike K is here. Mike's one of our star members. He gets the hats off. Good to see you, Mike. Good to see you. There's David in there. Oh, there's David, Mr. French. Good to see you. Salute to you as well. Dave's one of our rancher buddies. And we got Feta. Oh my gosh. Feta, we have Get Going Fast celebrity, royalty here in the house today. So Feta is here. Good to see him as always. He's a star member too. Thanks, Feta. You didn't even have to. And there's Nine. Hats off to you, Nine. Nine over there. Nine. I see you, brother. Keep up the good work. Nine's always building such good stuff over there. So be sure to share your links. This is actually a great time as we're kind of rolling into the thing here to, if you have something you want to share, send it up now because then I can pop it up there. I'll start thinking if you have questions and all that good stuff. I'm always happy to help you guys. Otherwise, I'm just kind of rolling. So much happening these days. I'm thinking of shaving. Going back to babyface. You guys won't recognize me again. But I don't know. I don't want to cause too much trauma to the crowd. But with that said, let's. We got quite a bit of news that we're going to go through today. Some articles, interesting stuff. Obviously, you guys paying any attention to the news at all? A lot of big stuff going on, but newsy woozy stuff. Sorry, I'm looking for a video here. Oh, here we're going to play this. This, of course, is our Get Going Fast montage here that Nine made for us. Let's pop over to that. And I'm actually glad we got to see that is extremely loud. So let's turn that down a bit. And we'll get going with this.
Get going fast. Get going fast.
Yo, time for the weekly review. Yo, time for the weekly review. We are doing the wacky races as usual, so be sure to comment and you will get in. No one knows how the wacky races work. No one understands the algorithm. They're literally that wacky that you think you're going to win, and then you're number 6, but you think you might not, and you shoot into number 1. I mean, it's crazy. It's wackiness. It's the kind of wackiness that only a Monday morning can come. So, anyways, you get in there, the winner gets to choose who they want to be. But let's get on with the Get Going Fast. Oh, 9 Later Niger, by the way, thinks that I should get a handlebar mustache. If I could grow it, I could. There, I used to want to have a big Jerry Garcia beard, big. And this, I was out hitchhiking back when I was a kid. Some lady picked me up, and I told her that, and she just looked at me. She goes, "It'll never happen. You don't have the beard type for it." And I was like, crushed. So I couldn't do a handlebar. But tell you what, if someone gets a good handlebar mustache, I'll reward you somehow. I'll find a way. All right, well, let's pop on over here. This was actually kind of a really big deal for me, this Monarch RT. And it was real funny because, like a lot of this stuff, it just sort of popped up out of nowhere. And I was like, give it a check. Why not? And this thing here is pretty amazing, not because of quality, but on a sense of where we're looking into the future of things. So obviously, the goal is faster image generation, faster video generation, all this kind of stuff. But obviously we want the quality as well. This thing pretty much handles, it's the first door to the speed of things, but the quality is not great. Okay. I'm not going to go into. I've been thinking about making a video and about the technology beyond here, but the bottom line is the architecture of the model itself. So when we're talking about AI, um, AI has what's called the architecture. So it's like, how is it designed? Okay, basically all AI is the same in that it has input. Okay, then it has something in the middle here where it's like, okay, we're going to do something with that input, and then we're going to output it. Okay, or hands get messed up there, but you basically got input, do something, and output, and that's called your architecture. Okay, now they've done something with this model here, this Monarch, that really cuts down the repetitious work that has to be done. So, I guess basically, in short, with our basic diffusion models, um, you're doing a lot of things all at once. That's why we have to have such good video cards, because our video cards are sitting there saying, I'm going to work on this, all at the same time. And so you got to have these big video cards that can do that. Well, this Monarch RT has taken it to the level where it's cut that down by huge amounts. I mean, I don't know, it starts sounding like I should know a number there, but the bottom line is you can pop out one 2.1 videos out of this in just a matter of seconds. Okay, now we're past one 2.1 and we're getting into more and more photorealistic stuff. So using this makes you kind of feel like, I don't know, I'm going back in time a little bit, right? This is so 6 months ago. Okay, this is so 10 months ago. When I was doing stuff with Fusion X, it was freaking awesome. Fusion X was fantastic. Um, but hey, that was a Fusion X millennia ago and everything. So this kind of feels a little bit similar to that. It's you're not gonna go run into Monarch, um, uh, Monarch RT for high quality stuff, but what you are gonna do is you're gonna run to it and be like, holy crap, um, look what's coming down the pipe. Because if they can do it with this, then they can do it with other stuff. That means soon to come is our high quality things. Now I'm going to pop over here real quick, show you a little bit about what it made. This is the kind of stuff it was making. Okay, so that's not bad. Okay, but the point is that it was making each of these, look at these, 13 and a half seconds for a 4-second video. And most of you guys out there are taking, I know if you don't have higher VRAM, you can take you 20 minutes to make this one video. So imagine going from 20 minutes down to 13. Well, maybe with you guys make like a minute. Okay, these would take me, say, 4 minutes, 5 minutes back in the day. Now again, 13 seconds. That's a huge change. So this to me is the big news of the week. This to me is the big news that I think by the end of the year we have seed dance type stuff, that we're able to do in seconds. Just incredible, and it's something that'll be adopted by. It's not a single model, so it's not like it's like, oh, you have to use the Monarch RT. It's an architecture type, which means that all of the people could do it. It means that Flux could start to write their architect in that way, and Z Image could write their architect in that way. So very cool stuff. I think that is the big news. Okay, and I guess the big thing about that is it says something big is about to happen. Real-time AI videos coming. That's what they're pushing for. So evidently, I don't know. I don't have this card. Evidently, with a 5090, you can run the Monarch RT stuff and get close to real-time video creation, like as fast as you can type it in, which would be incredible. That's again where we're headed. By the way, we do have the an installer here that you can grab if you want to get going with it. But notice it does use WSL. Could not get this to work on Windows. Just too many dependencies that are tied directly into Unix or Linux or whatever. But if you use WSL with your Windows, then guess what, yo, you can actually use this, and it's like I said, it's pretty impressive. I went ahead and created a front end for it as well. Now, if you need to get your WSL going, here's if you go to wsl.getgoingfast.pro, whoa, just 1 0. This is a package. This is actually a great package. It's one of my earlier packages. One of the first things I made. This is solid, dude. But it will get your WSL going and make it so you can actually get into it from anywhere on your Windows machine. Okay. Anyway, here we are back over here. Let's pop on here. Okay, I wrote a poem. I won't bore you too much with it, but I didn't even write a poem. I just had ChatGPT write something. But the idea was that AI, I get so tired of these people. Like, no matter where you go, where there's people, they're always going to take things and turn it into some sort of, oh, I'm like this and you're like that. And I get so tired of that because, like, you know what? Just do what makes you happy. Don't worry about what other people think or what they think about your art or your work. Make your own stuff and be pleased with your own work and off on all those other guys. And this basically says that, AI hobby doesn't have to be productive, doesn't have to make money, doesn't have to impress anyone or serve a specific purpose. Screw those guys. Who cares? What matters is the overall enjoyment you find in the topic. Totally. Okay, and that's going to be the same with anything. I just want to encourage you guys just to keep doing your thing and don't worry about people critiquing you. All right. Okay. Lastly, I think this is the last thing. Oh, shoot, we got a bunch of news. Maybe we'll skip through some of the news, just a lot. But this came out. This BitDance auto regressive. Now, this is fascinating for another reason, and I'm going to tell you. I've got the Comfy UI nodes here. If you want to play with it in Comfy UI, you can install it, download it. You're going in minutes. Now, the thing is that it takes very long. Like, this image is cool, but it took a long time to make. So this is definitely not going to be my go-to maker. But what's the deal with it? Well, it's auto-regressive, okay? So auto-regressive means that instead of using it in a diffusion manner, so typically when we're creating stuff with diffusion, it brings up a bunch of noise, it's just like all this scattered stuff. And then it just starts to take away that until, and then, here I am, right? So it does all of this. Now, the way that this BitDance autoregressive is working is it actually works like a chatbot. So it actually, let's say we broke this into a whole bunch of different pieces, and it works on one, and it says, okay, if I created this, what would be the next likely thing over here? And then what would be, like I'm making all these squares and stuff, like a squares, made it a grid, and it's working at one piece at a time. Now, that really in the future speeds things up because, again, it slows down on the VRAM, where, again, as we talked a little bit before, when we're talking with diffusion models, it has to do a lot of stuff all at once. And what this does is it actually takes it down. It says that we can actually focus rather than on the whole image at one time. We can focus on portions of the image. And this, I think, in the future is going to be massive for face swapping too, because when you're using a diffusion model, and let's say with this image here, let's say we wanted to change something in it recreates pretty much the whole image, okay? Now, with these autoregressive models, you can actually go in there and just take out portions of the thing. I mean, it's still going to recreate, but you can actually pinpoint pieces that you're actually wanting to change rather than having to mask everything and change. Anyways, the bottom line is it's cool. Look into it. Talk to ChatGPT about it. And autoregressive stuff is coming along with the Monarch RT stuff. We really have different avenues that we're going to be seeing happening, I think, in the next few months. What we're seeing right now is kind of little trembling quakes of technology. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but it's been awfully quiet It's like that that John Travolta was like, It's been awfully quiet lately. We're used to stuff dropping like this. What that tells me is that something big is about to happen. Like these guys, and when you're seeing Monarch RT and you're seeing this bit dance stuff, when you're seeing these little things kind of pop up, what that's telling you is that everyone's out there racing to get this done. There's a big thing. They're doing it. And these little companies that know they ain't going to compete huge, they're popping out their stuff. But guaranteed soon, something big's coming down the line. And what we can see from this technology is that it's going to likely very much have to do with speed and VRAM usage. Like imagine when Z Image came out, we were blown away at how fast it was. Imagine if all of a sudden you're able to do this kind of stuff, but with 12 gigabytes of VRAM, or full videos of this in just matter in like under a minute. Like we would be like, whoa! I think that's on the cusp. All right, let's take a quick break here, really quick. Do you check over at our fans and see what's going on? Check the wacky races. See what people have been saying. Vintage for you. That's Malcolm. Just popped in, so let's say hi to Malcolm. He says, "Have you seen context forcing video generation with long context?" Yes. So what he just asked, he said, "Have you seen context forcing video generation?" That is Monarch RT. It's context forcing. So it actually has to do with, I didn't mention that, but the way Monarch RT stuff is trained, it's trained on mistakes as well. So it can actually correct itself, right? So it can force that stuff in there. Anyway, yes, I have. That's Monarch RT. Good to see you, Malcolm. David is all choked up because of the poem. Oh, David, you a sensitive fella, I know. So thanks, and new picture in the back. There, DJ Grizzly pops in. Stupid YouTube had the tab open, but it didn't start by so. YouTube, dude, Grizzly. Oh, my volume is low again. So Grizzly is here, and he has been popping out a bunch of new music videos. Grizz, if you want to send us out a link for one of your new videos, I'd be happy to show it. Meanwhile, I'm trying to turn up my microphone because, as he pointed out, my microphone is a bit low, and it has been like that, and I don't know why. Okay, and Stozo is here. Stozo, sup? Good to see Stozo. All right, let's pop on over here really quickly. Check out the top fans. Oh my goodness. Oh, David is in first place. The wacky races. Good job, David. DJ Grizzly pops in for second. And Layer 9 is at 3. Mike, you better pop in, brother, if you're going to hit out of number 4. Right? Unless you're the lead dog, the view never changes. Hey-o. All right, let's move on and finish up for the week here. Get us going. I'm going to pop back over to got some news to get through. Anthropic pushed out of the military complex. This was a funny one to try to word because I couldn't care less. But the way you word it, it could be like, oh, it's something bad. Oh, they were bullied. They weren't bullied. Basically, just as you can read this, essentially, they're wanting to talk. They're wanting to be on one-to-one basis, kind of with the government and talking about how AI can be used. And government's like, no, we're certainly not into doing national security and having the U.S. government beholden to a company that might have different ideals than he is. And I think it's really important to remember that people tend, because everything is so partisan, people break these things into who's the obvious good guy and the obvious bad guy. And oh my god, obviously Anthropic is great. I saw some stupid thing on Reddit where it's like, of course they're out there, they're writing on the sidewalk for Anthropic, all these flowers, and it's like God loves Anthropic. And like, but if things were reversed, you would be calling Anthropic the devil. So I think an easier way to understand this kind of stuff is, regardless of who the president is, regardless of who this business is, would you at any time want your government national security beholden by one company saying, we've been using your technology and now we've decided that you can't use it in this sort of way, and so we're pulling the lease on your nuclear protection sort of thing? And of course you don't want that. So that's kind of what's going on with that. But of course, the government these days in the US, if the any government official sneezes, they will get accused for, I don't know, not blocking one nostril rather than the other. Okay, workplace still struggles with the acceptance of AI. I thought this was interesting. So Resident Evil comes out, and of course it's an amazing game. Resident Evil games have been incredible for always. Okay, they're just high tier, and they almost get canceled by the woke mob because they used AI for like a review or something like that. Yeah, okay. So it actually wasn't even about the guys that do AI. It was about the people that working with them reviewing it. And there was like some use of AI in the marketplace, in the workplace. So of course the mob is freaking out. And we have to remember that there's a lot of dummies out there that are like that. I mean, they're just like come on, they're like literally talking about putting tags on AI stuff like you would genetically modified food. Because if you saw an image that was AI, it change your genes just like a modified food. But anyway, so that's going on. That's a very real thing. It's still not accepted. Keep that in mind. We're at the cusp of this. We really kind of got in before it's gone big. So that's good for us. Okay. That's good for us because once the full acceptance does come, we're already deep inside there. But just a reminder that it is still not really except out there's a lot of people that will cancel anything with AI. So, okay, last I thought this was interesting. Privileged rights between chatbots and users. And this has got me thinking. I'm curious what you guys think about this. Basically, what they're wanting to do is they're looking into whether or not your conversations with chatbots should be privileged, like when you're talking with your doctor or your lawyer or your priest, that sort of thing. So if you're talking with your priest, they can't force a priest to share confessional stuff, or if you're a Catholic, that kind of thing. If you're in the talk with your doctor, he can't give out stuff that's between the patient, patient doctor confidentiality. So they're talking about doing the same thing with chatbots, and the idea being that people use these things as counselor sort of things, as ways to share, as a tool. And so they're trying to say, again, can we protect this from us? And the governments have already been pushing on places like ChatGPT and this to give up information on people. They say, we want to know. And to be honest, the argument is always that, well, hey, if there was a killer or there was somebody out there that did this, we need to be able to know what they are so that we can get them. But at the other hand, we see things like what happened, and I'm sorry if politics, but it happened like up in Canada here a year or so ago when somebody donated $5 to like this truckers convoy thing, and they literally got their bank accounts shut down by the government. So there's this constant balance between regulations that keep us safe because of bad people, but then ideologies taking control of infrastructure within inside of a culture and using those things against normal citizens. And so we always have to kind of keep that in mind. And so the question here it's asking is, should we be protecting people's ability to think and just question stuff without fear of scrutiny from some governmental other source? Right? If I'm afraid to think, right? See, because everyone thinks, and sometimes you think good things, sometimes you think bad things, sometimes you wonder things, and what a good person does, a healthy person does, is they take those thoughts and they blend those into a place where you rationalize these into good character. Right? Hopefully you had good parents, you got good culture around you. So you might think something like, oh, hey, man, that guy, I'd really like to go punch him in the face. And I wonder what it'd be like to punch that jerk in the face. But then you sit and you think and you process through yourself and you come to the conclusion that, of course, I'm not going to go punch that guy in the face because that wouldn't be a good thing to do. But I had to go through the process. But now if I'm scared of thinking because someone out there who doesn't like me politically might take my thoughts and twist them, well, then I'm probably not going to think, okay? And it's the same thing that they do with priests or doctors or all that. You're not going to share your medical stuff if you're afraid that someone's going to spy on it and maybe take it some direction that is not intended. You're not going to be able to share with your priest, let's say, if you're concerned that the government might be listening. So the question is, if chatbots are going to be a big part of our life, should they be privileged? So there you go. You guys tell me. Okay. With that, I think we're going to probably end it there. There is a new model that I'll be releasing here. Well, not the model, you know what I mean. I'm going to be releasing the installer, all that, for something called Capybara, which is it's what's the word I'm looking for? It has potential. Okay, so it's going to be another image video editor. Like Quinn 2511, we can pop stuff in to there, and then it can change stuff up. So Capybara is able to do the same stuff, and I really think again we're going to be seeing this kind of as a pattern. We hit a place where we got Juan, we got Quinn, we got Z-Image. We really don't need much more because they won, right? Like you win. Bing. Now, I do think with the new technology coming out, we're going to go back to a phase. We're going to start seeing more and more of these new models come out. Maybe Capybara is going to be that, but you're going to have to hang in there and wait for the release of that, and let me know what you think yourselves. Okay, with that in mind, let's pop over, see who the winner of the wacky races are. Okay, we're going to shake it up here. Give that a little spin. And somehow, 9-layer Nige ends up with number one. I don't know how that happens. Crazy. David here ends up in second place. And David was rocking him out here, so not quite sure how that happens, but David, it's wacky, man. Oh, look at there, it's changed it up again in real time. Stozo's number one now. Maybe we'll have to wait here. Tell you what, we'll wait for a minute here, see who the final winner are, and I'll read our comments. Nine's bringing out, yep, the Thought Police, absolutely. David says, I watch so many commercials now that are pretty much all AI actors. And that's the dirty little secret. They're all AI actors. Guys, we have enough knowledge. Us get going fast, guys. We have enough knowledge to do commercials. Definitely. You have the technology and the knowledge on how to do it. So go out and do it. Make some money. All right, David's Regulated Conversations, Happy Bear. Stozos. You got to refresh. Stozos wants to win. He says things are getting wacky. They are getting wacky. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go over here. This is the final winner. I'm going to hit the refresh button. Okay. And top fence. This is the ultimate winner. Right here, I'm clicking now. Stozo pulls it out at the very end. Oh my god. Insanity. 9-layer knives pulls there, and David gets nudged right at the end. Wow. Hell of an ending there. So, Stozo, you get to choose which one you want, and everyone else gets the thing to the right of that. So if you choose this one, second place will get this one. So you're not only are choosing the victory mobile, you're choosing the second place and third place mobiles. Boom! Yeah, David's on mic drop. Absolutely. Good job, guys. All right. Well, hang in there. Let me know how things are going. Come hang out with us on the Discord. I really would like you guys to share your stuff on the Discord. It's really good, man, when people... I know Discord's kind of one of those funny things, but just, you're safe for work stuff. But every once in a while, drop something in the image generation channel or the video generation channel so we can see what y'all are working on. We'd like to see that as well. Also remember to head over to the Discord. Check out the weekly challenge that 9-layer knives has put up. What's up? And as usual, you guys hang in there and be good to each other. We will catch you